Wherever those block of flats are in Cape Town, it's a fuck show.
Let's discuss the social engineering of blocks of flats and its history and origins in South Africa. Blocks of flats, especially in poor, underprivileged neighborhoods, often come from state-led housing policies meant to contain population rather than uplift them. These buildings concentrate poverty in one area instead of integrating people into mixed-income communities. High-density living without proper social services, employment access, and recreational infrastructure becomes a pressure cooker for frustration, unemployment, and crime. Governments or municipalities often know this dynamic well. So at a certain point, it's not accidental, it's by design or neglect. The psychology of containment. When people are crowded together with limited opportunities, it creates a sense of hopelessness and survival mode. Drugs, alcohol, and gangs become both an escape and a form of local power when legitimate power feels unreachable. This type of environment destroys social cohesion, makes people easier to police and control, and ensures the cycle of poverty continues, a form of social conditioning that sustains the same hierarchy. If we look at places like the Cape Flats or similar places in Brazil, the US, or the UK, the drug trade fills a vacuum left by deliberate economic exclusion. In many cases, drugs are introduced after social collapse or displacement, as seen after apartheid's forced removals. The authorities' selective enforcement or turning a blind eye to certain dealers keeps communities unstable but under watch. This ensures that potential political resistance or organized community power is replaced by internal conflict and addiction. So yes, it functions as social engineering, a way of weakening, pacifying, and dividing underprivileged communities. This concept even has a name in urban sociology. It's called Spatial Apartheid, or poverty by design. Michael Foucault would call it a disciplinary architecture, a space used to manage people's behavior. It's not just a South African phenomenon, it's global. Governments have long known that architecture and city planning shape behavior just as much as law and policy. Now let's look at the origins of segregated urban planning in South Africa. Even before apartheid, colonial planners were already experimenting with housing design to control and separate black laborers. As cities like Cape Town, Durban, and Johannesburg industrialized, governments built hostels and compounds for African workers. Small, dense, monitored, and deliberately temporary. These were not meant to be homes, but labor containment zones, keeping the workforce close to white cities while maintaining racial boundaries. The early flats were not family spaces. They were about control, surveillance, and exploitation. When apartheid became formal law,